Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I own it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into Monday Night Raw from July the 1st, 2024. An okay show. So we kick the show off with Jey Uso. He comes out. He gets on the mic. He said that he's going to win Money in the Bank. So this brings out Chad Gable, who said that he's going to win Money in the Bank. And he said that yeet, it's not even a word. And he says that the word for the day is miracle. He said that he survived the attack by the Wyatts. So then Chad Gable says to Jey Uso that he left his family and he abandoned them when they needed him the most. Jey Uso said that he didn't steal the Fireflies. So they continue to argue about the Wyatt family. And then Chad Gable, he gets into a little fight scene with Jey Uso for a second. Then the lights go out. The Wyatt music plays. Nikki Cross comes out. Chad Gable, he's spooked. He goes to the crowd to get out of Dodge. And Nikki Cross, she hands Michael Cole another VHS tape. So this is okay. This is fine. Makes sense. Moving on. So this leads us into our first match of the night. Xavier Woods defeats Karrion Kross via a roll-up. This sucks. And then post-match, Karrion Kross then proceeds to break Kofi Kingston's arm. He got him into a nasty arm lock or whatever. Pretty cool. This is going nowhere fast. I have no idea what the end goal of this is. Maybe we could see Big E come back. Make a return, I don't know. If not, then this is all for naught. And Karrion Kross needs to basically just be let go so he can go back to TNA and work the indies and maybe even work New Japan, because it just seems his second run has just been utterly useless. And I'm a fan of Kross. Karrion Kross kicks ass. I just don't see why Triple H continues to basically not use him correctly. I mean, he's been a flop. His second return to WWE has been a flop. He was way better in NXT, and I just don't understand why Triple H decides not to push Karrion Kross. I have no fucking idea. Moving on. So, the Judgment Day. We get a segment from the Judgment Day. So everybody's backstage. So, Damien Priest comes in, and so does Dirty Dom. So, Damien Priest says tonight's a big night, and hopefully Dom will be done with his dad once and for all. So, Damien Priest asked Dom if he's talked to Rhea. Dom said he has, and that they're all good. Damien Priest says Rhea is not great because he spoke to her. Damien Priest says Rhea is pissed. Dom says he's going to handle this Liv Morgan situation tonight. Damien Priest says Dom says that every week, but nothing has ever happened. Dom says this Liv Morgan thing isn't even his fault. And then Dom says something under his breath. And so they walk into the clubhouse, and Liv Morgan's there. She's hanging out with JD McDonough and Finn Balor. They're playing video games. And Liv dedicates her title match victory to Daddy Dom. So this leads us into a Damien Priest Finn Balor argument. Finn Balor is trying to get Damien Priest to accept Liv Morgan. Damien Priest says that right now she's putting Judgment Day in jeopardy. So Finn Balor said that the Judgment Day didn't like what Priest said about Seth Rollins. I mean, he said to Seth Rollins, saying that the Judgment Day needs him more than he needs them. Damien Priest said they're not his sidekicks, but he didn't say anything wrong. He's the world champion. Of course they need him more. When Rhea was the women's world champion, they needed her more. Now Finn Balor's champion. They need each other. As far as his spot being on the line, Damien Priest has faith in himself. He knows he can beat Rollins, and he will do that. Finn Balor says he knows Damien Priest will. As his brother, he's always had Priest back. As his brother, he will also tell him the truth. Since Damien Priest won the title, he's changed. And then Damien Priest scoffs as Finn Balor walks off. So this is fine. More Judgment Day split. Makes perfect sense. We all know that Seth Rollins is going to beat Damien Priest come Saturday. That's a given. Moving on, we get another Sika video package, which was great. It was the same one from SmackDown, so that was good. Moving on. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Zelina Vega. So Kathy Kelly asked Zelina Vega if she's considered Dirty Dom Mysterio's offer to help her beat Liv Morgan. Zelina Vega says she's not interested in chasing Dirty D. She's interested in becoming the champion and will show everyone what a real champion looks like. So this leads us into Liv Morgan defeating Zelina Vega. She retains the Women's World Championship because both Ray and Dom Mysterio got involved. And so this makes sense. So basically, Zelina Vega, she got into the face of Dom towards the end of the match. This allowed for Liv to hit the Oblivion and retain her Women's World Championship, which is fine. This makes perfect sense. I dig this. I like Zelina Vega. And she can be something. She really can. I think what they need to do is scrap this LWO shit, and they need to actually pair her up with Andrade. I think that would be great. He needs it. And she was at her best when she was with Andrade, and even when she did stuff with Andrade, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo. So I think she should do something like that. Zelina is a good wrestler, though. I mean, I do like her work, but she is extremely tiny. Her and Liv Morgan are both munchkins. So there's that. Moving on, though. So Drew McIntyre, he's backstage complaining about going to the back of the line after being screwed by CM Punk. Drew McIntyre is at peace. If anyone gets between him and his goal, he'll do to them what he did to CM Punk. It starts tonight with Sheamus and Ilya Dragunov. McIntyre will win. Then he'll go on to Money in the Bank on Saturday. There are a lot of guys with hopes and dreams, but Drew McIntyre has dreams. On Saturday, he'll climb the ladder and claim the contract. It'll be his night. Drew McIntyre will be the World Heavyweight Champion. Ask the last guy who stopped him. Oh, wait, you can't. So Drew McIntyre holds up his fist with CM Punk's bracelet around his waist, and he kisses it. So this is great. I do like this. Really good stuff. I know people aren't really a fan of Heel McIntyre, but I am. Heel McIntyre is best for business. Even though he has been on top of the card, well, basically in the title picture for a minute, but it's kind of either him or Gunther or Seth. So it's a toss-up between those three, and we kind of have to just deal with it. Moving on. So Seth Rollins, he comes out next. He gets on the mic. He puts over Boston. Seth Rollins says all he cares about is becoming world champion once again. He knows that if he doesn't beat Damien Priest, he won't get another crack at the title. He also says that he performs at his very best when he's under pressure, and when pressure is the highest. So Finn Balor comes out, and he said he's in a bad mood. He's in a real bad mood. The reason is because everything around here seems to be changing. He said the Judgment Day is changing, and so is Damien Priest. Finn Balor blames Rollins. Seth Rollins tells Finn Balor to shut up. Damien Priest is his own man, and he can make his own decisions. Seth Rollins doesn't think Balor is mad at Priest for changing. He says that Finn Balor is basically just jealous of Damien Priest for getting the one thing Balor couldn't, the World Heavyweight Championship. Rollins says that his beef is with Damien Priest. If he wants to step up, he'll knock his teeth down his throat. So Damien Priest comes out, and he basically tells Seth Rollins that he can handle his own business. He can stand on his own 2 feet. And so they have some more war of words. Rollins says that they don't have to wait till Saturday. Let's just go ahead and get it over with right here, right now. So Seth Rollins is ready for a fight, and then Finn Balor attacks Seth Rollins for a second. So basically, Finn Balor is able to take down Seth Rollins for a brief second, and then Finn Balor and Damien Priest, they stare each other down for a brief second. Seth Rollins super kicks both of them, and this allows for Damien Priest to come back and hit Seth Rollins with a South of Heaven. And both Finn Balor and Damien Priest, they head to the back. This is fine. This makes perfect sense. Again, I'm ready for this whole Judgment Day angle to be done and over with. It's been going on for 2 years. And it's time for this faction to disband. It really is, if we're being honest. Moving on, we got a great promo from Ludwig Kaiser. So Kaiser says after weeks of hard-fought battles and proving what he's capable of, including nearly beating Braun Breaker, Sheamus viciously attacked him from behind. Sheamus wound up breaking Kaiser's ribs. After many years of accomplishments and people looking up to him, Sheamus finally showed his true colors. Sheamus is nothing but a coward. Before, it was about beating Sheamus and making him a chapter of the story. In the story of the rise of Kaiser. Now it's more than that. Kaiser will make it his goal to beat, embarrass, and humiliate Sheamus. He will end the Celtic Warrior once and for all. This is great. I love this. Ludwig Kaiser is amazing. The guy's a fucking star. And he's just that damn good. I'm really a fan of Kaiser. Really a fan of his work. I could definitely see him being world champion one day for sure. Definitely. Maybe not WWE champion, but definitely world heavyweight champion for sure. Definitely. He has all the tools. Looks like a star. Great promo. Great look. Just and good in the ring too. So great stuff from Kaiser. Good. Moving on. So more Judgment Day stuff. So Damien Priest and Finn Balor, they're heading backstage. So Damien Priest asked Finn Balor if he's okay. Finn Balor says that he is. Damien Priest says that he's glad Finn Balor's okay, but he needs him to stay out of the match at Money in the Bank. Finn Balor simply says yep. Damien Priest looks for a fist bump, but Finn Balor declines. And then Damien Priest walks off. Alright. Okay, who really cares? Next, Zoey Stark. She qualifies for the Women's Money in the Bank. She defeated Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile. Yawn, who gives a shit? Fuck this. I don't understand why Triple H continues to push Zoey Stark. It makes 0 sense. But Triple H is weird like that. I don't get it. Excuse me. Zoey Stark gets no reaction, and she's not over. She's just not over. She doesn't have it. But he's not gonna pull the plug on her because she's a work rate mommy, so that's why. But it is what it is. Moving on. So we get the VHS tape from the Wyatt Six. So Bo Dallas, he's distraught. He's shown sitting with the Uncle Howdy. With Uncle Howdy, his alter ego. So Bo Dallas asked about how much longer will they keep doing this. Uncle Howdy just stares at him. So Bo Dallas asked Uncle Howdy what he's doing here. Uncle Howdy asked, "Do you honestly believe you brought me to life?" And then Bo Dallas contemplates the question, and it says he's destined to do this. Uncle Howdy asks if he thinks that he's special. Bo Dallas says special implies that there are others who are less than and deserve to be forgotten. Bo says they're the ones everyone wanted to forget about and abandon. Dallas says that they've made them notice them. Uncle Howdy says, "There you are." So Bo Dallas says that their hands in the clay of the potter, their clay in the hands of the potter, they become a family. Bo Dallas says, "We become a family." Uncle Howdy sinisterly smiles. Bo Dallas says, "Even now, there are false prophets berating their family. Their own family for their own gain. It's disgusting. They must pay for the sins." Uncle Howdy asks if Bo Dallas thinks this is his responsibility. Bo Dallas says, "I'm the voice of the reckoning." Uncle Howdy says, "I am the reckoning." Together they say, "I'm nobody." They set them free and freed them from the cave. They gave them a family and made them beautiful. Uncle Howdy disappears. Bo Dallas is sitting alone. Bo Dallas says, "I set them free." Uncle Howdy appears and Bo Dallas disappears. Uncle Howdy says, "There you are." And so that was the end of the video. This is fine. This makes perfect sense. I do like this. This is just talking about the other members of the family. So this is perfect sense. This makes perfect sense. I'm down for this. Pretty cool. Not as cool as last week, but still cool nonetheless. Moving on. So Chad Gable, he's backstage trying to get in touch with Otis, who's eating a massive meal. He's got steaks and potatoes and pizza and rolls and ham sandwiches and all that. I'm like, damn. So Chad Gable asked Otis if he saw the new Wyatt video. Chad Gable thinks they're talking about him. Gable has been critical of Otis and his choices. The things he said were hurtful. He knows Otis hates him. Otis says that he doesn't. He doesn't hate him. "We're not helping you. This is not our problem. This is yours." Chad Gable says they're after him right now. Who could be next? It could be Akira Tozawa, Maxine Dupree, or Otis himself. If that happens, he'll be right with him because Otis is his number one guy. So Maxine and Akira Tozawa walk in. They walk up to Otis and ask him if he's okay. Otis says he is. So this is fine. Moving on. So Rey Mysterio defeats Dirty Dom. So Zelina Vega got involved and took out Liv Morgan. Basically, Liv Morgan cost Dom the match. And so she's trying to fix things. So this is fine. This makes sense. Continuing on. So Sheamus is backstage. Sheamus says that yesterday was 15 years since an impossible dream was realized. He got to step in WWE ring and prove his doubters wrong. Since then, he's competed against legends, traveled the world, and made a living beating people up. Tonight, he gets a chance to be a two-time Money in the Bank winner. Sheamus says that this will be a war against him, against himself, Dragunov, and Drew McIntyre, two of the hardest-hitting people in WWE. Ilya Dragunov reminds him of himself 15 years ago. As for Drew, the so-called best mate, constantly sticking his nose in his business, who needs enemies? Sheamus has been here for 15 years and still puts on banger after banger. He'll take one step closer, being a 5-time world champion tonight. Sheamus is going to win Money in the Bank. Okay. Pretty interesting vignette and promo. I do like that. So pretty cool. Moving on. Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn comes out. He gets on the mic. Sami Zayn puts over Braun Breaker, saying he knows that the crowd is fond of him. He knows that Braun Breaker's a star. He says that he's strong as hell. He said that Braun Breaker is breaking guys in half every week on Raw. Sami Zayn wants to say this, so he's not misunderstood. He's going to beat Braun Breaker at Money in the Bank. So Braun comes out. And so basically, the two of them, they jaw jack and forth. They continue to jaw back and forth, basically, have a war of words. And so basically, Braun Breaker spears Sami one time. Sami sells it. Then Braun attempts to go for a second spear. Sami dodges that. He goes for a third spear on the outside. He hits the steel steps, and then he hits another spear inside the ring. So this is fine, but what's done is done. Braun's going to win, basically. Moving on. So, Kathy Kelly's backstage with Dakota Kai. So she asked Dakota Kai if her failure to win Impact Io Sky's chances on Saturday. Dakota says the plan remains the same. Kai's tired of people getting in damage control's business. Lara Valkyria walks up and tells Io Sky that she'll climb the ladder faster than she does. So Casey Squared, they come in and they attack damage control, and then Adam Pearce breaks things up. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. So Dragunov, he says Money in the Bank takes you from the bottom to the top. Dragunov knows what it's like to fight from the bottom and get to the top. A career can be short when there are animals like Braun Breaker trying to end you. This is the story of a different day. Dragunov will fight Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Dragunov will go to Toronto on Saturday to win Money in the Bank. Or die trying. Interesting. Moving on. So, before the main event, Michael Cole is given the CM Punk bracelet by Drew McIntyre, and Drew tells Cole to hold on to it, to safeguard it. Okay, that's fine. Main event of the evening, Drew McIntyre defeats Dragunov and Sheamus to qualify for Money in the Bank. So that's cool, that's fine. And that was Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw was okay for the most part. Could have been better, but it is what it is. The Wyatt Six stuff is cool. McIntyre qualifying for Money in the Bank makes sense. Although we know that CM Punk's going to show up at Money in the Bank. That's a given, but we'll have to wait and see. But everything else on the show was all right. What did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.